The first question I need to answer about Glitter Force Doki Doki is, am I mature enough to not refer to it as Doki Doki for the entire review?
I think we both know the answer to that.
Doki Doki is a frustrating sort of bad because it gets one thing really right, and every once in a while it will execute fairly well on some storyline or plot point. But anyway, the single best thing about this here anime is Regina. Whenever she's on screen, Doki Doki is actually fairly watchable. First off, I like her design. She's basically a fusion of Morgan Ansland and Bonnie B. Hood. She's precocious, mean-spirited, and super powerful. Regina is at her best when she's a bad guy and having fun harassing the Glitter Force. Unfortunately, there are stretches where she's either not present or worse, good. Yuck. Now, credit where it's due. The voice acting and comedy in Doki Doki are pretty good. The girls themselves are a likable sort of bland, and the action scenes are fairly dynamic with lots of punching and kicking. Doki Doki has three major problems that basically drag the whole show down. Let's start with too much stuff. In the original Glitter Force, we had our 5 leads, Candy, Pops, and the bad guys. In Doki Doki, we have our new lead heroes. Maya the Optimist, Rachel the Blue Smart One, Clara, who's a billionaire genius playboy philanthropist, Mackenzie, who's a pop star and a magical warrior from another dimension, Glitter Ace, who is to the Glitter Force what Tyler Durden is to Fight Club.
So, first rule of Glitter Force, don't talk about Glitter Force.
All of them come equipped with color-coded magical talking stuffed animals, and they later get a magical flying baby. Then there are the bad guys, Jesse, James, and Meowth, who are later joined by a makeup-wearing hobo and gluttony, not to mention best person Regina. Finally, there are supporting players. First off, Princess, My Name Is Too Long, Sir Silly Hat Johnny, and Clara's butler Sebastian. No, not that one.
But he is one hell of a butler.
This is all way too much stuff to fit in, and they don't even use most of it. Doki Doki is using the everything and the kitchen sink approach to world building, which doesn't work here for reasons that I'll get into momentarily. I believe that a good magical girl show has a hierarchy of importance when it comes to its story elements. First off, there are the characters, their relationships, and how they play off of one another. Number 2 is the plot, what the bad guys are doing, and the overarching story. Third is world building. This is what everything is and how it all works. 4 is the theme, whatever that might be. This helps clarify things and focus on what's important and allows for effective use of time. Too bad there are so many damn characters in this show. And their next major problem is time. This series is short. And yes, that's purely a problem with the dub, which is 30 episodes long. The original Doki Doki Precure was 49 episodes long. That's 19 cut episodes.
Or 7.6 hours of content, if you like.
No, I don't like. Maybe they could have made a better show if they took their time and actually used some of this stuff. Now let's address the vagueness of the plot. For comparison, I'll be using the original Glitter Force, which I was rather unfair to in retrospect. Okay, so Chester Jester, the Big Bad Wolf, the Wicked Witch of the West, and a troll are trying to revive Pennywise so he can give 5 tween girls the deadlights. To do this, they need a specific amount of bad mojo, which is tracked with this handy-dandy counter.
Only $99.95 wherever fine evil goods are sold.
By contrast, King Mercenaire and his army of mercenaries are trying to conquer the world, somehow, and revive their trapped-in-stone master, somehow, who's actually under the control of another evil slime thing, somehow. They're bad, okay? Now attack the same suburb over and over again. Also, their number 2 henchman, Bell, betrays his own comrades, Princess Hobo and Gluttony, for some reason. It's never really dealt with.
You'd think he'd have gotten a medal.
Look, I have no idea why anyone does anything on this show, with the sole exception of Regina, who does things because it's fun. Finally, I have to give honorable mention to Doki Doki for having some of the lamest monsters of the week ever.
Now that's an achievement in this genre.
True that. One of the darkest, edgiest magical girl shows ever has monsters made from craft paper. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in Glitter Force Doki Doki. On the good side, Regina and everything around her. Also, the voice acting is fairly good and the comic moments tend to work. On the other hand, this series is too short, too cluttered, and too confusing to recommend to anyone but a Precure completionist. Just go watch one of the other zillion versions of this. I give Glitter Force Doki Doki a 2 out of 5. Now, if you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel right here on YouTube. Or find my Facebook and DeviantArt pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.